Are we live? Let's check if we are live. Live. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Fireside Giants. I'm your host, Anthony Rivardo, and today we're going to be talking about just how bad the New York Giants are, and we're going to be taking a look at all of the film from the Giants this past week with Daniel Jones and how he played. And we're going to be breaking down his performance and seeing how he played against the Seattle Seahawks. And we're going to decide, was the play his fault? Was the play the offensive line's fault? The play caller's fault? We're going to go through and play a little game here. Let's see, everybody in the chat. James Hollister right now. What's up, James? Eric Wilson, Fireside Rangers. Guys, go subscribe to Fireside Rangers right now. Rangers season is kicking off. NHL season opening night is just a week away. We're thrilled. I'm a part of Fireside Rangers. I'm writing Rangers articles. Check them out on empiresportsmedia.com. Go give Fireside Rangers a sub. Sam Fountain, how are you? Good to see you. Graylin Marshall, yes, I did hear Evan Neal's comment. That man has we're going to go on a big rant about that later on. Don't worry. We're going to go on a rant about Evan Neal. I'm going to be joined by Ali on the second half of this live stream, and we're going to dive into the Evan Neal comments and everything else, how bad the Giants are, what our expectations are for week 5 against the Miami Dolphins. We'll be talking about all of that, but on the solo portion of this live stream, we're mainly going to be talking about Daniel Jones and looking at the film, every single play from last week's game, and breaking it down. So let's see. Before we dive into that, I'll let everybody get settled in here. Salute to you, Graylin. James, I am upset too. I really thought that Daniel Jones was going to be a good player this year. So far, it hasn't been the case, but we're going to dive into that. Stay tuned. Let's draft a new QB next draft. Fire the whole damn team. Now, I wouldn't make any firings. If you guys listened to my last episode, I said that I wouldn't fire Brian Daboll even if the Giants don't win another game this season. I'm sticking with Brian Daboll. I still do believe in him, but clearly there are a lot of issues with this team. There are some coaches that probably do need to be fired, and there's definitely some players that need to get traded away or cut. So definitely some big shakeups coming. If the Giants are in striking distance of Caleb Williams, I think you got to do your best to go get him. He's just a generational talent. Kevin Donchich, it's been 5 years of Daniel Jones. Let's just move on, man. Let's look at upcoming quarterbacks. We will look at upcoming quarterbacks, but today we are going to go ahead and discuss Daniel Jones's performance and why many people feel like it is time to move on, like yourself. John says, Eric Neal. Yeah, he's looking probably worse than Eric Flowers ever did. Evan Neal comment again. The comment was really bad. If you haven't heard it, I will read it out. We're going to be reacting to it later on in the live stream, as I said. But here's the Evan Neal comments, pulling them up right now. What did he say? He said this. Why would a lion concern himself with the opinion of a sheep? Referring to Giants fans as the sheeps and himself as the fearsome lion. Evan Neal, the fearsome lion. The person that's commenting on my performance, what does he do? Flip hot dogs and hamburgers somewhere? That's also another quote from Evan Neal. But Evan Neal doesn't know that a lot of people who don't flip hot dogs and hamburgers and actually have a lot of credentials within the NFL space, like a lot of analysts and scouts, they're all thinking and saying the exact same things about Evan Neal and about how bad he is. It doesn't matter whether or not you've played the sport, whether or not you are in the NFL, whatever. Bad is bad, and it's not hard to recognize. You see bad football, and you know that it's bad football, and it's just bad football, and Evan Neal is playing bad football. Just watched the pick six again. Wan'Dale Robinson, Campbell ran the same pigtail route. I think Jones was intending to hit Robinson, expecting Witherspoon to follow Campbell. Either way, he just took the first read. He didn't even read the field. You got to read the field. You know, you have to actually take a look and go through your progressions. He had a clean pocket there. Again, we're going to go through the film in a little bit here and break it all down. Just waiting for a few more people to get in the stream. I think we would have drafted Hendon Hooker. I think we would have drafted Hendon Hooker. Now, Hendon Hooker is a player that I did like, but there were a lot of injury concerns. He is a lot older. He's not really the player that you want to have as, sitting behind the quarterback for a few years. He's more of a guy that you either view as a long-term backup or you want to get him in there as soon as possible just because of his age. But his injury kind of derailed his career, if we're being honest. It's unfortunate. Talented player, though. Fireside Giants gear is really close to releasing, guys, like super close. Like it should be happening this month from what I know. I thought it was going to be happening even sooner, but it's right around the corner. So stay tuned to that. The channel is going to have some changes coming soon, positive changes. You'll be excited. And we'll keep you all in the loop for that. Let's see. Throw came out early and the routes were so close that it allowed Witherspoon. Well, the routes were close together. We're going to break it down, but the routes were close together to open up the back route to Darren Waller, and it did that. So I'm sticking with Dable. I think Joe needs to be held accountable for not shoring up the O-line this offseason. So here's my hot take. I think Joe Shane did all that he could on the offensive line. They did need to fortify it further probably, but I mean, look at this offensive line. It's a bunch of rookies and second-year players. So clearly the Giants have been investing in the offensive line for 2 years. Like, there is young talent here. They just have to develop it. And right now they're not. And you can blame that on bad luck. You can blame that on bad coaching. You can blame that on bad scouting, whatever. But he's done his job. He's tried his best to get a lot of offensive linemen in here. Evan Neal's in his second season. McKethan's in his second season. Azidu's in his second season, and John Michael Schmitz is a rookie. So there's 4 of the 5 offensive linemen who are rookies or second-year players. And then Andrew Thomas at left tackle, of course, they did a good job locking him into a long-term deal. It's just he's not healthy right now, which sucks. Thoughts on the Justin Pugh signing? I'm happy that he's back. Former New York Giants player, went to Arizona. Now he's back. Happy to see Justin Pugh back in blue. Do I expect him to make an impact? No, he's just going to be a backup. Play on the practice squad, compete there. But if the Giants are in a pinch and they need an extra lineman on game day, which is not out of the realm of possibility considering all the injuries, we could see Pugh line up in the regular season. It's definitely possible. So, comment on one of the posts the other day. Thank you for doing so. Follow me on Twitter at Anthony_Rivardo. Follow the Giants at Fireside Giants. Follow Fireside Giants on Instagram as well at Fireside Giants. But you commented on one of my posts the other day. The offense is just broken right now. How it gets fixed is beyond you. But this is reminding me of Glennon and Fromm. Yeah, honestly, it does look a lot like the Mike Glennon games. It's really bad right now. The offense is broken, and I don't know how they turn it around. It's not going to be easy. I can tell you that much. Not going to be easy. But all right, this is a good way to segue. The film is god-awful. Yes, it is. Shall we break it down? Comment the 1 if you want to watch me break down the film alive right now on the channel. Let's get hyped and get excited to break into this film. It's not pretty film. It's pretty ugly film, but let's get excited to break it down together. So comment down below and get excited with me. And also, as we break down this film, we're going to do a little bit of an exercise, play a little bit of a game. Okay, what we're going to do here is anytime you watch a play and you think that this play was Daniel Jones's fault, you're going to comment Daniel's fault or DJ's fault, Dimes' fault, whatever you want to say. Anytime you think it's the offensive line's fault, comment offensive line's fault. We're going to go play by play. I'll remind you each time. We're going to decide who was at fault because I'm sure many of you saw Dan Orlovsky of ESPN broke down those sacks, said 4 of them were on the offensive line and the other 6 of them were on Daniel Jones. Well, let's go ahead and form our own opinions about that and break into the film and decide who we think is at fault for each and every single one of these sacks. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to share my screen now, and we are going to dive into it. Okay, let's do it. The film is god-awful, as you said, but let's go ahead and look at how awful it is. There we go. Now we're ready. Now we're talking. Nope, there we are. Now we're talking. And let me pull that comment down. All right, guys, let's go through here, play by play, and we will take a look at everything that Daniel Jones did right and everything that Daniel Jones did wrong in this game. What's this play? This play is a handoff, so nothing that Daniel Jones did there. Good handoff. I'm just being facetious now. Sorry, guys. All right, here you go. Second play, I think we're going to see a little bit of Daniel Jones here. Drop back. Nope, this is the handoff to Robinson. By the way, guys, what are your thoughts on Wan'Dale Robinson? Because I thought that he looked really good. I think how short he is really helps him on the football field. He's able to fit into some really compact spaces and make a lot of plays after the catch. I like how shifty he is. All right, so Daniel Jones off the play action, does a great job avoiding the rush here, but let's also take a look at how he doesn't keep his eyes on downfield because he takes this dump off, gets a couple of yards here with Daniel Bellinger, but all right, look, so first of all, blown protection. You could say that the blown protection is Daniel Jones's fault. You could say it's John Michael Schmitz's fault. We don't really know, but this is an blocked a blitzer, which means that it's not the offensive line's fault. This is the fault of one of the play callers on the field. So it's got to be Daniel Jones or John Michael Schmitz, and it's probably John Michael Schmitz. I can't get rid of this stuff because of the way the NFL does it, guys. Sorry. Like it's just gonna have this play button over it. We're gonna have to live with that one. I'll work on that for future breakdowns. But here's the bootleg. You're gonna see he does a good job breaking the tackle. But now I'm going to circle here. Darius Slayton is pretty much naked downfield. This is the play that they were trying to set up. This is what you want on the bootleg. You have the shallow crosser, and then you have the over route. And they have the over route. It's wide open, and it almost looks like he sees it. Like if you look at Daniel Jones's head right here, it looks like he sees how open Darius Slayton is, but just doesn't pull the trigger. I mean, he stands there, he waits, and look, he pump fakes. Like as if he sees it. It's still not too late. He can still get this throw out. Like he could still, like there is so much space here. He can still make this throw. He could even make this throw to Jalen Hyatt if he wanted to. It's a tougher throw. It's a tougher catch, but he can make it. And instead, he just keeps pumping. Slayton's still open, and he just dumps it off to Bellinger. So this is one of those plays where, yes, the pressure got to him, but the pressure was his fault because he didn't call out to the blitzer. He's got to see this. And then additionally, he does a good job to break the pass rusher's tackle, get himself out of this. But what is he? Is he scared? Is he nervous to throw this ball? I don't know what the problem is here. If you guys have an idea, I don't know what the problem is because this is wide open. This is on the first drive of the game, which was a good drive for the Giants. We gained some yardage on this play, but that's a big chunk play. That's a first down and then some if he just hits Darius Slayton. And these are throws that he made all last season. So to see him just miss this right here, I just don't know. And you can see on that pump fake, he saw it. Like he saw that he was open. He just didn't pull the trigger. And I don't know why. I can't even explain it to you guys. Let's move on to this next play. Got a lot of plays to get through here. I'll try not to spend too much time on them like I did on that one. All right, more play action, which I like. You guys know I love the play action. Again, I think that he can get it over Bobby Wagner and fit it into this window. It's tough because you got Witherspoon here as well. But you could probably fit it into this window to Jalen Hyatt if you've really got a strong arm. You can probably do it because Slayton's going to clear out Witherspoon. So especially if you do hold on to the ball longer like Jones is doing here. That was a clean pocket, by the way. Yes, he's under pressure now, but moving out of the pocket here. He's moving. Jamal Adams is playing Paris Campbell in the flat. So you know that if you throw it up here on the sideline, you can definitely hit Jalen Hyatt for a big gain. Instead, he throws it late to Paris Campbell, and Jamal Adams was just waiting for it. So again, another really bad play by Daniel Jones where he's off script and he just can't see what's downfield in front of him. I mean, listen, he was holding it. That's a clean pocket, guys. That really is a clean pocket. He didn't have to break the pocket there. He chose to, and then he dumped it off to Paris Campbell for no reason. He had a guy open. All right, next play. This is a handoff. I liked Breida in this game, guys. I thought Breida played it pretty admirably. You know, he's not Saquon Barkley, but he's a decent starting running back, and I think he looked like that. Let's see here. Next play. No play action shotgun. This is a great play. Wan'Dale Robinson, like I said, guy was getting open all game. They were scheming him open. They were doing a great job. Here you go. Quick read. What is it? It's a man coverage. It's a really good play design. You got a route going up the field, up the seam. It's creating a natural pick within or outside of the 5 yards, and then you just get Wan'Dale Robinson wide open in the flat. It's a job really well done by Daniel Jones to read that, but also guy was wide open. Of course, he's going to read that one. But yeah, Wan'Dale, great game from him. I was really, really impressed with Wan'Dale. It's going to keep getting dark, guys. Sorry, I can't fix that. It's the way that NFL Plus works. Whenever you're trying to control the video, it's just going to get dark and you can't download the whole video, so I can't fix it, guys. I'm sorry. All right, next play. Gary Brightwell in the backfield and Daniel Bellinger in motion. More play action. So what they want here is the over route to Isaiah Hodgins. I don't think they're going to get that because Jamal Adams is there. That's a tough throw. I wouldn't make that throw either. He did a right job not throwing that. But outside of that, he's looking for a receiver over on the left side. There's no receiver over on the left side. So I don't know if he got the play call wrong and didn't understand. But then again, all right. So now we got to play the game because he got sacked on this play. Who was at fault? Daniel Jones or the offensive line? Comment down below because this does count as a sack. Whose fault was this sack? Daniel Jones, offensive line, or play caller? Could be play caller because there was nothing open there. But in my opinion, Daniel Jones, when you break the pocket there and there's nobody open, just throw the ball out of bounds, right? Like very, very clean pocket. Offensive line did a great job. But let's watch him break. He could hit Brightwell right here for a yard or two. He doesn't. And then right here, now he sees Brightwell, but it's too late. And now he decides he wants to run, just throw this ball away or cut up field and dive. Instead, he just holds on to it, runs out of bounds. You didn't need to run out of bounds. Just throw the ball away. All right, next play. Let's see. This might be a run. Let's see. All right, pass play here. Pocket collapses. Daniel Jones does a good job running upfield. This is a play where Jamal Adams suffered his concussion, I believe. I don't think that this is a bad pocket, though, either. And, well, it kind of collapses there. He had a couple seconds in there. I think he does a good job scrambling here and making a play. Jones doesn't mind running and getting physical, so I just think that this ball should come out right now, though. Like, you should see Wagner's on that. Just flip it out to Gary Brightwell and let your running back run. You don't need to, like, let the running back make the one-on-one play against Jamal Adams. Why are you, as the quarterback, running into Jamal Adams like that? I'm not so sure. Maybe I'm being nitpicky now. I don't know. You guys let me know, but that's just how I feel. And then, all right, so I'm going to rewind this. You guys are going to watch this and see Wan'Dale Robinson's reaction to the play. So Robinson just comes into the backfield right here, okay? And take a look at this. This is an RPO. So what he's doing is reading run or pass option. Now, he can hand it off to Brightwell, which he does, or he can flip this out into the flat. He probably makes the right decision because it's man coverage. So Wan'Dale Robinson at the end of this is going to throw his hands up in the air because he feels like he's wide open. He really wasn't, though. This is actually a good play by Daniel Jones and not to throw this ball out into the flat to Wan'Dale Robinson. I think he did the right thing there. Oh, this is the tush push, which is, I don't even want to talk about it, guys. Honestly, I can't understand why they ran a play that they never ran in practice. It's mind-blowing to me. I just don't understand it. John, I will start pointing out where Darren Waller is on the field. We'll try my best to do that. Darren Waller on this play. That's him right here, Darren Waller. Let's see. Now, this is a tough play. This is a great play by Daniel Jones to get through the middle of the offensive line, find that hole, and make some plays. But this is one of the plays that you do have to blame on the offensive line. This is pathetic because what they're doing here is they're in a max protect. So they've got an extra offensive tackle on the field. That's their swing tackle, Matt Parrott. And then they have the play action here, which is smart. I like the play action call. But the play action works if you have a bunch of blockers up front to hold up, which they do because they had 5, 6, 7. Darren Waller staying in to block as well. So they're blocking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here, like I said, and there's zero time in the pocket. I mean, it just collapses. And this is literally just the case of Evan Neal is not a lion. He is a sheep. He is an idiot, and he doesn't know how to block. Sorry, that wasn't very nice, but frustrated with this team right now. Yeah, you'll watch this thing just opens up like the Red Sea, which is great for Daniel Jones. He sees that and he takes it, but Evan Neal is just lost. Marcus McKethan is just lost. You've got, I don't know who that is on the ground over there. Maybe Lemieux, probably. Yep, Shane Lemieux. How many times do we see Shane Lemieux with his freaking face on the turf? I mean, I feel like it's every goddamn play that he's on the field, he's on the ground. Shane Lemieux, I don't understand how he still has a position on this team. All right, so this play, I already went through all these earlier, so I do remember this one. Circling it. Darren Waller, he's the one who gets the ball here, but let's go through this because this could have been a larger gain in my opinion. I think that you've got a few options here. One, you can take this quickly to a running back, and he's probably got more room to run. That's nitpicky, though. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say that this throw to Darren Waller feels late. This feels like if he knew that he was getting this ball out quick because of the offensive line, you either dump it immediately to the running back or you throw it immediately. Like you hit Waller now. Like you throw it to him now, and then he gets all this space to run. Instead, you wait till now. He's at the end of the route. He's all the way at the sideline by the time he gets the ball. He's got nowhere to go. He makes a few men miss. I mean, Darren Waller's a special talent, gets upfield. Ball was late. Got to get that ball out quicker. Like, ready? Let's see. Ball snap. All right, it's not there. Boom. Throw it now. Throw it right now. Throw to Waller. Nope. Now you throw it. Okay. That's just how I feel. I think he could have thrown that ball sooner, gotten more yardage. Oh, man. All right, next play. Let's see it. Darren Waller's right here, by the way. All right, so this is one. If you guys watched the Dan Orlovsky breakdown of all of the sacks, now this just looks like what happened here. Is this the offensive line is just so terrible? So what happened is they had a blitzer here in the slot. It's on the quarterback to call that out. So before, you guys know how you would hear like all the stuff about Peyton Manning, Omaha, Omaha, Omaha. Oh, 53 is the mic, 53 is the mic. Oh, this guy, this guy. He would always yell things out and call all this stuff before the play began. That's what Daniel Jones is supposed to do here. He's supposed to look, say, 54, Bobby Wagner's the mic, hot, hot, hot. He's going to say hot or something along those lines for the blitzing pass rusher, the nickel cornerback. You got to recognize with the way that they're lined up there. They're in nickel, and you know that nickel is about to blitz by the way that he's standing. Or you at least have to account for him. You have to at least tell the protection. You see he starts running up to the line there. The protection is supposed to know that he's running up to the line, and is either supposed to slide left, pick him up. Left guard slides, picks that guy up. It's a slide protect. You're supposed to slide left here when you see that. And Daniel Jones just never saw it. He never called it out beforehand. So that's why Dan Orlovsky was saying this sack is not on the offensive line. This is actually on Daniel Jones. So Kenny G saying, didn't someone report that the center has been calling out protections? I haven't heard that. It's possible. If that's the case, then I definitely don't trust Shane Lemieux to call out the protections. I'll say that. And I know that John Michael Schmitz is a rookie, so they shouldn't be asking him to do it, in my opinion. You should be asking your fifth-year, $160 million quarterback that you claim to believe so much in to call the protections and run the offense. But yeah, he misses this one. I guess it could have been the center, but the quarterback is supposed to see blitzers on the nickel. It's the center can call out the mic. So the mic would be, Bobby Wagner right here, middle inside linebacker. That's who the center is supposed to say, oh, 54, watch 54, 54 might blitz. Well, Daniel Jones is supposed to say, okay, it's slot cornerback might blitz. Keep an eye on the slot cornerback. I mean, look, he's looking right at him. Like he's looking at the slot cornerback. And then he just never sees him. The protection doesn't slide that way. Wagner bails into coverage. Slot cornerback comes. Easy sack, unblocked. So that's on Daniel Jones. He also had a running back in the backfield. He could have said running back, switch sides, come here, pass protect because there's a blitzer. You can pick him up. So it's on Jones. And then this play, I watched this earlier. Again, this feels like it's a late throw. It's clearly a bad throw. It's inaccurate. It falls at his feet. By the way, here's Darren Waller, guys. But I feel like there's a few options out there for the taking, right? So ball is snapped, and if he's feeling the pressure and he's feeling like he doesn't want to hold on the ball, he wants to get it out quick. Get it out quick. You got your running back. Swing it out into the flat, right? Like let this running back work with all this sideline here, right? He's got so much space. And then also, you got Darren Waller here. You can give it to your best playmaker, or you can give it to Darius Slayton. Okay, that's fine. He's sitting in the middle of his zone. He's open. This is hook route. It's sticks, right? You're playing sticks. And then you throw it, but you throw it low, and you probably, I don't understand. The pocket's clean, guys. Like he's got time here. He can step up into this pocket. He's got so much space to run. He just wanted to get the ball out of his hands really quickly, which fine, I understand. But you can't rush it and throw it straight into the dirt. Like this is not on Slayton. This ball comes out and it goes right into the dirt. Slayton's trying to catch this. It's third down. He's trying to get upfield and run. And then also if he waited long enough and he did bail from this pocket and rolled out this way, Hyatt on the over. You got to know it's Hyatt on the over because against cover 3, which is what this is, single high safety, this guy's here, but this guy's biting down on Slayton and on this. So you know that Hyatt on the over is going to come open around the 35-yard line. So, but first and foremost, Darius Slayton's wide open. You just got to hit him in the chest and let him catch the ball. You can't throw it at the dirt there. It's ridiculous. All right, so now they punt. Let's get on through here. Geno Smith, good quarterback. I thought this was a weak call on Adoree Jackson, by the way. I thought that should not have been a pass interference. But that's just me. I know some people thought Adoree Jackson made a bad play there. I think that's kind of normal NFL pass coverage. You see a lot of that, both jumping for the ball in the air and jump into each other. Looked pretty normal to me. Let's keep moving on. This is a long drive by Seattle. One of my criticisms with this New York Giants team is this is a lot of long drives that you see opposing teams have, and the Giants' offense is usually on the field and off the field. I think they actually won the time of possession in this game, but that's because they were holding on to the ball in garbage time and couldn't move the ball. So that's where that comes from. All right, let's see this play. Yeah, see another good play call to Wan'Dale Robinson, and I love his vision here. His contact balance. I mean, that's great. You know, he got speared in the hip, and he just keeps running. But let me just say, I love these little RPOs that they run. He can hand it off to Brightwell. He doesn't. He makes the right decision. You know, he knows that it's zone coverage. They got a blocker, so flip it out to Wan'Dale, and look, that ball came out immediately. Came out quick. Good. But here's what I love about Wan'Dale Robinson. A lot of receivers, and you're going to see later in the game, Paris Campbell is going to take this right up here to the sideline where there's no room to work. You know, you run up the sideline, you get pushed out of bounds. You got nowhere to go. Wan'Dale Robinson doesn't do that. He follows his blocker here, and he makes a play upfield, makes a man miss with just great balance, and then goes out of bounds. This is Wan'Dale Robinson's a good player, guys. Like, I was critical of that draft pick, second round. I thought it was too early. I take it back. I think that he actually has a lot of talent, and the Giants are going to figure out a way to unlock it eventually. Maybe not this year because we're so bad, but eventually. Talented player. All right, let's see this next play. Hyatt's on the field. You got, I don't think Waller's on the field for this one. This is the sack fumble. Okay, so I do have a couple things to say about this play. First of all, another unblocked blitzer. Blame who you want. I don't know. You can blame Daniel Jones, didn't get it picked up. You can blame the center. Let me look at the play one more time before I make my determination, because I think we have something going on here. Hold on. Yeah, it's another one of those bootlegs. This is I guess it's on Jones. I don't know. Sometimes you blow calls. That's okay. That's all right. But what you can't do if you're Jones is get locked into a read. If you see this blitzer that's right in front of you, you got to get rid of the ball immediately. Like, you can't stand there, hold on to it. So you got to flip this thing right out to Wan'Dale Robinson. Plant your feet, put it over. Put it right here to Wan'Dale. I know that there's this guy as well, but you can get that ball to Wan'Dale right there. Let him run up the field. So he doesn't do that. So he breaks a tackle here. Good job. But then after you break the tackle, you got to know it's not about whether or not he sees it, guys. It's about whether or not he knows it. This is a really big difference here because pre-snap, he knows the play. He knows where every wide receiver is supposed to be if they run the route properly. And you got to trust that your receiver does that. So you know that Wan'Dale Robinson is sitting in the flat to your right. So you're like, okay, now I'm under pressure. I'm about to get sacked. Oh, I broke out of the sack. I got to throw this thing out to the flat because I know Wan'Dale is over there. He doesn't do that. And I don't know why he doesn't do that. Also, if the protection held up here, you've got a huge gain. Chunk play right here to Darius Slayton. Huge gain. They did a great job with an over and a post. It's a Yankee combination, Yankee route combination. This is the one that Hyatt got open on against Arizona for the 58-yard gain. Didn't work out like that because the protection didn't hold up here, but they had a man wide open here. This is wide open. And Daniel Jones just needs to know who is where. This is a problem of not knowing, not understanding. When I get pressured, I have to know where to go with the football. It's not about standing in the pocket and finding an open man. It's about knowing where the open man is. Okay, I know the coverage. This is man coverage. Okay, and they've got safety help over top, so it's a cover one, right? So let me make sure that when this crossing route comes over, if I get out of the sack or I have enough time in the pocket, I throw this thing. Or I know that Wan'Dale Robinson isn't flat. Let me throw that thing. He doesn't do that. He keeps running, extending the play. By the time he has an opportunity getting out of this, the guy is covered, and he just gets hit and he sacks and he fumbles. But that's my thing. It's just, yeah, Kenny G, you make a good point. That's on purpose to leave that man unblocked, but the play action is supposed to freeze him a little. Defenses are not doing that anymore. They're going straight for the quarterback. That is true. You could say that that's part of the impact of not having Saquon Barkley in the lineup. That's possible. But I think you want him unblocked, but Jones just has to know where the guys are on the field. That's my takeaway from this play. I mean, this all on the surface looks like, oh, the offensive line sucks, but you break it down and you look at it, and it's like Daniel Jones should know Wan'Dale Robinson's in the flat. If you're under pressure, you flip it out there and you let him run. Or he should know that the over route is coming. If you see man coverage and you got some pressure, just throw it in the middle of the field, not blindly, obviously, but throw it there, and Darius Slayton should be able to catch it. So also on this play, this is such a tough break for Deonte Banks, guys. Like, this sucks. The kid's playing so well. This is great coverage. And this is literally just the difference between having a quarterback who can make plays off script and having a wide receiver who can make contested catches. Like, that was just a good play by the Seattle Seahawks. Good coverage from Deonte Banks. It sucks that play happened for him because rookie trying to gain his confidence, but tough stuff. I mean, you're going up against a great quarterback and a great receiver there. That's all you saw. All right, next play. Wandale's in motion again. They love sending him in motion. QB keeper, I like that. I wish that the Giants would call more of these. I think they called 2 or 3 in this game. Read options. I wish that they would do this more. But this is just poor blocking. I mean, look at Azidu. He doesn't even know where he is on the field. Come on, guys. This offensive line looks so lost. And what I will say is I hate when fans are just so quick to say, fire this guy, fire that guy. Like, you can't fire Brian Dable, guys. But I think there's enough on film now where you can justify calling for Bobby Johnson to get fired. Because this offensive line, it just looks lost. They look poorly coached. They look like they don't know what they're doing. They're not making improvements. I think that you can justify calling for Bobby Johnson to be fired. Just because, like, on that play, like, you saw Azidu, he didn't know where he was on the field. Like, why don't you know? Do you not know the play? Do you not know what you're supposed to be doing on the play? Are you not coached to know what to do on a read option? Like, what is the problem? I don't know. All right, next play. Let's see. Again, guys, I'm sorry about the darkness over the screen and the pause. I can't do anything about it. All right, so this is a great play by Daniel Jones off script. Like, he does a great job here. Once the pocket breaks down, he steps up, steps through. He finds a man downfield. But also, look, he's about to throw this ball to Wan'Dale Robinson. Why doesn't he? Like, why make it so hard for yourself that you got to roll out of the pocket and throw this floater up the left sideline? Like, why is it this difficult? Wan'Dale is right there. Just rip it right now. Rip it. I know this guy's breaking down. That's a catchable ball if you throw it and you put it on his chest at the right time. You don't. Okay, so now you can't find anybody open, even though Slayton's breaking open. But you feel like the pressure's there. It's not, but you feel like it is because you've been hit so many times. All right, so now you're going to run, and you do make a great play. So this is a good play by Daniel Jones. But again, Wan'Dale Robinson breaks open. Just throw it. Just throw the freaking ball. I don't know what he's waiting for. It's like Daniel Jones is 2 seconds behind on every play. I don't get it. See, Wan'Dale was open. Again, great play. This is a great play. Like, he does an awesome job getting out of the pocket and making a play. But Wan'Dale, just like take the routes that are there for you. Just throw it. Again, Wan'Dale in motion. I really like all these play calls. You send the guy in motion. You take this is all right. So just off topic. This is going to show you the value of pre-snap motion, right? Look, now Bobby Wagner is out of this play. So now you've got Breda running, and Bobby Wagner, their best defender, is no longer in the play. So this is the stuff that I love when the Giants do, and this is what good NFL offenses do. Bobby Wagner is no longer on the screen, so if Breda's got that explosiveness, can get past this guy. If this is Saquon Barkley, this is a big gain because you got no Bobby Wagner in the middle of the field. So I like this play call. It's well done. Evan Neal's walking around, doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Once again, just completely whiffing on a block and not blocking anybody else. This is why these plays don't succeed, because Evan Neal is so freaking bad. It's literally the reason why. All right, let's see what's next. Getting interested in some of these run plays now, so I'm going to look at some of them. Once again, bad blocking. You can also say, if Saquon's here, he probably breaks through this, but they're running an outside zone here. He's supposed to follow Azidu and Bredesen. I mean, look at how much space he's going to have if those two make their blocks, but then Bredesen, or he's supposed to follow Lemieux there. Sorry, I think that's Lemieux. Yep, Bredesen here. Bredesen messes up and he blows the play. I mean, and for what it's worth, Lemieux also missed his block there, so it wouldn't have been the big gain that it should have been regardless. Ridiculous. Here's Darren Waller in motion. Put him in motion a lot. Drop back to pass. Darren Waller's wide open. It's not there. All right. This is the play, guys. This is the play that's going to tell you Daniel Jones might just be a broken man. Look at how clean this pocket is. This is a perfectly clean pocket. You have Darren Waller wide open in the flat as soon as the play begins. So if you're Daniel Jones and you don't want to hold on to the ball, all right, take it, read, throw. Okay? No, you want to stand in the pocket because it's clean, so you want to wait for something to develop downfield. Okay, here we go. All right, Jalen Hyatt's wide open, and he's fast, so he's going to pick up at least 7 yards here, right? I mean, yeah, Wagner's there, but he catches this. He makes Wagner miss. You're talking about going to the races. All right. Pocket's still clean, though. Let's see if we can get another route out of this because we know that we got another one coming. Pocket's still clean. Okay. Bail on the pocket for no reason. Sure. That's what Daniel Jones does now. And then Wan'Dale Robinson is just going to break wide open here on a deep corner route, and there's nobody near him. And if you're Daniel Jones still standing in what's still a clean pocket that he bailed on, you make this throw on the sideline and you have a huge gain and you're in the other team's territory and you're driving, going on a touchdown run right here. But instead, you bail from the pocket and you throw the ball out of bounds and you look silly while you do it. This is by far the worst play that Daniel Jones put on tape in this game, minus the pick six. But this is just inexcusable stuff for a fifth-year quarterback. This is drop back to pass. All right, so he looked. You guys saw him look, right? Like, I'm not crazy. You saw him look that way, so he knows that Darren Waller's open. So he knows that at the end of the day, if these other two routes don't develop, you pitch it out to Waller. He doesn't even do that. And then you're reading this, and you got to see the coverage, and you got to see it's cover three. What works against cover three? Corner routes, baby. Corner routes will take cover three away all day long. And you're here, and you've got Jalen Hyatt wide open too. You don't even take that. You bail on a clean pocket. You don't hit Wan'Dale Robinson on the corner route. What's going on here? Like, what is this? I'm going to break it down one last time. I just don't know what happened here. Like, what is going through Daniel Jones's head? This is not the quarterback that we saw last season. Like, I know a lot of you have been critical of Daniel Jones. I've never seen it with him, never thought he was a franchise quarterback. But what's going on here? Because this is easy. You can easily make this throw. You can easily make this play. And he did last season. He used to make this play, but right now he's not making this play. And I don't know what's happened to him. Honestly, this is a shell of who we watched last season, because at the very least, Daniel Jones last year would have thrown it out to Waller or to the drag route Hyatt, or he would have stood strong in this clean pocket and made this throw to Wan'Dale Robinson, but he doesn't. And Wan'Dale's doing jumping jacks downfield. He's literally doing jumping jacks trying to get the football. It's insane. And again, I think this is mental. I think he's afraid to get hit, but let's look at this, guys. Like, I know he's under pressure a lot, but this is as clean of a pocket as you can get. And it's not even like the offensive line is screening him from seeing this. You can throw this thing forward, just throw it straight, and Hyatt's just going to catch it and run. Like, this is so easy, but what is he breaking on? It's a clean pocket. They got a double team here. Evan Neal with a good pass block rep. How many times do you get that in a game where Evan Neal's standing strong and giving you a good rep? Azidu as well. Lemieux has even got a good rep here. And you just bail on it. And look, you can still hit Hyatt here. He could still hit him. I mean, he's not going to get all the catch and run yards that he was supposed to, but you can still hit him. And you don't. And you're still here and you're looking. And guys, he's doing jumping jacks. Wan'Dale Robinson is doing jumping jacks on the field, and he just never throws it. So I don't know. I think that's one of the ugliest plays of Daniel Jones's career. It's so crucial that he makes plays like this. And it was third down, and now the Giants are out to punt. And there's no excuse for that. It's inexcusable stuff right there. It really is. He's adding pressure to himself. He's expecting pressure to be there when it's not there. He's bailing on clean pockets, and he's missing open receivers. Like, these are all the things that make a bad quarterback. Like, every single one of those things combined equals bad quarterback. Also, quick shout out, Kayvon Thibodeau really did have a good game, guys. Like, he played great. Kayvon had a good game. One more time with that play. I'll go back at the end of this. I'll go over that play one more time for you. I got you. It's mind-blowing. It was a mind-blowing play. You're right. Heart of a giant. Elite quarterbacks don't do that. They just don't. They make those plays. Man, how close was Brightwell at breaking this one, guys? Sheesh. Brightwell had a chance here. Like, if he breaks it, he keeps his balance, he had a lot of space to work with. Anthony Lemansky, I'm late in here. Do I need to start from the beginning? You don't need to. You can always rewatch it afterwards. The stream goes up as a video on the channel, so you can rewatch it later. Good throw here by Daniel Jones. But we're just going through every play, so you can watch the whole second half coming up here, and you can go rewatch the breakdown on the first half later. Or we're still in the first half here, but yeah, there's a good throw by Daniel Jones, clean pocket. Got your hot read. Quick curl route to Isaiah Hodgins. Good throw. James Hollister, I think that he doesn't know the play sometimes, yeah, because like that one that we were talking about earlier where he had the quick route in the flat and he didn't take it, it's like you should know that that guy is there. You should know that Slayton's coming on the over. So even if you're pressured, you should know where to go with the ball, and you don't. So it's like, does he not know the plays? I don't know. It's very weird. Again, another one of these plays. This is the one that I was talking about earlier, guys. I referenced this earlier. Let's break this down on why Paris Campbell is got that horrible statistic floating around about not having a first down this year. This is on him. He should have a first down here. So you got Campbell in motion. You bring him back. Quick bubble screen. This is a great play call. I love this. You can read it. You throw it. Good throw by Daniel Jones. Now, Paris Campbell can take this thing right up the heart of the defense and easily get to the first down marker. Easily run upfield. Instead, he goes outside. and he runs actually towards one of his blockers and then just goes out of bounds. Like Paris Campbell, get the hell upfield. What are you doing? Just run forward. It didn't count anyway. There was a flag on the play, but just don't know what he was thinking. Paris Campbell's been really underwhelming this year. Another good play by Daniel Jones here. I'm not just going to break down the ugly. I'll break down the good ones too, guys. I'm going to be as objective as I can be. I'm not trying to, just slander Daniel Jones. Like, he had a couple good plays. There's a good play design here as well. It's a high-low read. You got flat route. You got drag route. Drag route's covered. Take the flat route. It's busted coverage. Get upfield for a first down here. Good play by Matt Breida as well. Make a man miss. Good block by Darren Waller. Good play. All right, next. Handoff Brightwell. Big hit. What are your guys' thoughts on Gary Brightwell? How do you guys feel about him? I've never been crazy about Gary Brightwell. I always thought he was better suited as a special teams player, not really as a runner. But he had a few good plays in the Niners game, and he had a couple good plays here. But curious to know your guys' thoughts on down below in the chat. There's another good throw. This is where Daniel Jones was starting to settle down. He's starting to settle down here and make a good drive here. He could have taken the Waller. I know a lot of you are asking, where's Waller? You could throw Waller here. But no, this is a good throw. It's a tight window. Like, you know that the cornerback's closing in, but if you throw this thing on time, you got a big play here. So this is also a well-timed throw. It's a timing throw. It's all about timing. Good throw there. Yeah, so this is another good play by Daniel Jones, because I'm not trying to gas it up too much that he's just throwing into the flat. But once again, great stuff by Wan'Dale Robinson. They have him out of the backfield here. Love that. Love how creative they're getting with Wan'Dale Robinson. This is like the stuff that they would have done with Kadarius Toney if he didn't turn into an absolute degenerate and they traded him. They could have done this stuff with Kadarius, but instead they do it now with Wan'Dale. And Wan'Dale breaks out into the flat here. And I'm going to say this is a great play by Daniel Jones because he picks this ball up off the ground and still makes the throw. So solid job. I mean, other plays, he has no pressure and he feels like he's under pressure. But this play where, the ball's on the ground, he somehow has the mental clarity to pick it up and make a throw. I don't know. Daniel Jones just doesn't make sense to me anymore. It's a good throw. Good play. Let's see what's next. Oh, man. So that's one of the sacks as well. That counted as a sack because Paris Campbell was actually looking to throw. They were trying to run a trick play here. So you throw it out to Campbell, and Campbell's going to throw it to Slayton, I guess. They had it covered. It's a coverage sack, and it's also just a bad play call. Another good throw. And that's a good time to highlight this comment from Maddie as a gopher. Not going to lie, if Danny loves his short routes, he might as well take them all day long as he's moving down the field and getting touchdowns. That's what you guys are noticing on this drive, right? Like, everything is short and in front of him, and he's finding it, and he's taking it, and he's throwing it on time. It's all timing, short routes. Just keep running these. And Daniel Jones, if you're you, just keep taking these. This has been part of the struggle of the Giants offense, is not capitalizing on what they do well. Here's another short route for a chunk gain. Paris Campbell has to get upfield and make more plays. He does. He breaks a few tackles. It's another good play. So this should be the offense, guys. Like, this is what the New York Giants should run. They should watch this drive and say, what can we take away from this? Well, Daniel Jones has a good short passing game right now. Let's just capitalize on that. Let's just throw short all game long. Now, the opposite of that is the problem is that, opposing defenses are going to start biting down on all the short routes, and they're going to say, okay, we're not going to let you do that anymore. Well, then that's why you have Darren Waller and you have Jalen Hyatt, and you could throw the ball downfield. Kenny G, that was 3rd and long, and I know that's the problem, but they got 3 points because he made that pass on 3rd and long. He was playing the field position game. It's right thing to do. It was 3rd and long, you're right. But had he taken a sack or thrown in incompletion, they don't get those 3 points. So you got to take the yardage when it's there for you. Short passing game, take those points. All right, let's see. Gonna keep scrubbing through here. Get back to the Giants offense. Maybe I'll break down the defense another time if you guys want. But for now, I just want to break down Daniel Jones. He's the main topic of conversation in the community right now. All right, let's look at this play. What goes on here? Yeah, again, more short passing plays. All right, now the defense knows it's coming. Julian Love, great play. I still have mad appreciation for Julian Love. Great player. But right, so This is the New York Giants have been running that short passing play, right? It was all short passing plays, right? So now they're going to run another one, and the defense is ready for it. So this is what you need here: is you need your offensive line to protect. Evan Neal can't do that, but you need your offensive line to protect because you are running deep routes to make sure that if they do take away these short concepts, you got a one-on-one with Jalen Hyatt downfield, but you don't have the time to take it. So it's a double-edged sword, guys. Like the Giants can get this short passing game going, but when the defense takes that away, the offensive line can't protect them long enough to make those deep plays. And then when they do, Daniel Jones misses them. So it's like, what can you do? Like the margin for error in the NFL is so small. So if you've got those opportunities to make those deep passes, like that deep one to Wandale, and you miss it, well, you've kind of blown the game on those 3 plays that you missed. You got to make those plays. All right, and here's one that we do need to break down. This is a really crucial play because this play says a lot about Daniel Jones. Okay. So let's flash back to week 1 versus the Dallas Cowboys. Daniel Jones threw a pick 6. On that play, he had 2 routes to work with. He had a go route up the sideline, and then he had a flat route to Saquon Barkley. Now, they were in a certain coverage where you have to read this outside cornerback. This is Daniel Jones's read here on this route combination. It's an out and an up. Or it's an out route and an up, right? You got to go route there. So what you have to do here is read this outside cornerback. Does he take the go or does he take the out? What does he do? He takes the out. You can see it. He takes the out. Daniel Jones threw it before he even waited to see what the cornerback would do. You could throw a pump fake here and then whole shot. This is against a cover 2, whole shot. You throw this right here. It's a big chunk gain. If Jalen Hyatt makes a man miss, he's gone. This is a touchdown. This is a play that they used to run a lot when it was Eli Manning, Odell Beckham Jr. They would have him on the outside. They would fake this little short pass and they would whole shot it to Odell, and Odell would take off and score touchdowns. Now, that's just an example of when it works properly. It really works properly because you make one man miss and it's a touchdown. But this is a classic hole shot. This is one that Daniel Jones messed up with in week 1. And now we're here 4 weeks later, a month later, that he could have developed. He could have watched the film, could have figured this out, and he hasn't. This is a whole month into the season now, guys. Like, we are 4 weeks in, and he's making the same mistake that he was making in week 1. In week 1, it was costly. It turned into a pick 6 because it batted off of Saquon Barkley's hands, and then another player came, caught it, took it home. Instead, he didn't learn from that. He just takes it, throws this. Look at the clean pocket, guys. Like, all right, so the rusher's coming through eventually, but he's got enough time to wait an extra second and get this ball to Jalen Hyatt. Instead, he throws it. It's almost intercepted. It's ugly. This is a mistake he made 4 weeks ago, and he's still making it. Where's the progress? Where's the development? Where's the growth? It's not there, and I don't know why. I don't get it. Jalen Hyatt was open there, guys. Jalen Hyatt was open. It's a 2-man route concept. You got to read it, and he didn't read it. NFL quarterbacks make those reads. All right, and there they are. They're punting again. Can you believe that? Another punt from the New York Giants. Shocker. Yeah, Matt, like, why throw it without looking? Like, he didn't read. He just didn't read the defense. He just took it and threw it. And that's when, a lot of fans. So when the Chicago Bears got rid of Mitchell Trubisky, they said, oh, they got rid of him because he was a one-read quarterback and they needed somebody who could read the field, go through their progressions, right? That's why they got rid of Mitch Trubisky and they tried to find a new quarterback. Daniel Jones right now is a one-read quarterback. What does that tell you about his future? What does an NFL team feel about a one-read quarterback? Well, they get rid of them. They don't keep one-read quarterbacks. You need a 2, 3, 4-read quarterback, a guy who stands in the pocket and finds the open man, goes through his progressions. Understand, he doesn't have a lot of time to do that most often. The offensive line gives up too soon. Gives up a pressure too soon. He doesn't have time to go through his 3rd read and his 4th read. But when you do have that time to go through that 3rd read and that 4th read, you have to do it and you have to make the throw. You can't miss it. And Daniel Jones has been missing it. And the margin for error is too small. You can't just have a pre-snap read. Like you just said, Matty is a gopher. It's not just a pre-snap read. You got to have a post-snap read. You read a pre-snap, you say, okay, I know that this cornerback is the key here. Let's watch what he does post-snap. Snap it. Okay, fake the out. See if he bites on it. Now you take the whole shot. It's a post-snap read, and he doesn't make these post-snap reads. Everything Daniel Jones has been doing has been a pre-snap read, and he's not capitalizing on the post-snap reads. And we've seen that time and time again on this film, and it's really disappointing to watch because he's leaving a lot of yards and plays on the field. And again, I know that there's not a ton of opportunities here for Daniel Jones to make these plays because he's under pressure so often. But when those opportunities arise, he's not making the plays. And that's the problem. You need to rise to the occasion. You have to make these plays, and he's not making them. And if he continues to not make them, you have to find the quarterback who does make them. You got to. You got to find a quarterback who can make those plays. Otherwise, your offense is never going to survive. Shout out to Micah McFadden here. Great freaking play. Micah McFadden has been very streaky. He's had his bad moments this season, but this is a great play. This is a post-snap read by the linebacker. Makes a great play out in man coverage. Fourth down turnover on downs. Great play by Micah McFadden. Okay. Excuse me. So, this is funny. They ran the exact same play here, guys. This is the exact same play, except this time the whole shot wasn't there, and he actually makes the right read because they blitzed it. So what he's doing, he's reading this outside cornerback. If this cornerback is on Wandale, you're going to throw this. Even if it's covered, you're throwing the one-on-one. You're throwing the 50-50 ball. Instead, the nickel cornerback blitzes, so he knows, oh, okay, Wandale's uncovered. Let me just rip this thing out to Wandale. He does that catch. So I don't understand because it was almost an interception on the last drive. And so then the Giants had to punt because Daniel Jones missed this read. And now on the next drive, he reads it all right and picks up 5 yards. I don't get it. He's a broken quarterback. I don't know. I don't understand. I can't explain Daniel Jones anymore. I just can't. And again, here you have, if you want to get the ball out of your hands quick, if you're Daniel Jones, you got to know you got the flat route, or you got to know where your routes are. He doesn't. He gets sacked here. I think this is a combination. It's partly on him. It's partly on the offensive line, because if you're Daniel Jones and you know where your routes are, ball snapped. All right. Boom. Just throw it. Just get rid of the ball. He doesn't. He waits, and he's under pressure. Just got to take it. Open man, fire. Got to fire. Can't wait. And he's been waiting a lot. Been a lot of waiting from Daniel Jones, but boom, right here. You're at the top of your 4-step drop, whatever that was, you throw it, and he doesn't, and now he's beat. Offensive lineman. Listen, the offensive line needs to do a better job, needs to hold up there. He was waiting for a longer route to develop, but if you're Daniel Jones, you cannot wait for the route to develop. You have to throw the ball, and he doesn't. Another low snap there by Bredesen. This one's on the offensive line. There is no excusing this one. I watched this play earlier. This one's on the offensive line. The offensive line also was really bad. I'm not just sitting here to gripe on Daniel Jones and say he's a bad quarterback. The offensive line is also really bad. You got to protect better than this, especially when you're blocking this many guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus you have Brightwell to chip. Brightwell never picks this up as Zidu gets tossed around like a rag doll. Evan Neal is not even able to get his hands on the edge rusher. Evan Neal is just one of the worst football players I've ever watched in my life, guys. I'm sorry, guys. He's really bad. And now we're punting again. Of course we are. All right, we're almost through this film. Getting there, guys. We are getting there. Missed field goal. Another opportunity for the Giants. Yeah, Neal was beat there. That one was on Evan Neal, guys. No doubt. But again, you got Daniel Jones breaking out of a clean pocket. Throws it away. So improvement as opposed to taking a sack. But let's see here. I think he's still got time in the pocket. This guy's breaking through, but it's up to this offensive lineman to pick that up. He does. So if you stood in the pocket, if you're Daniel Jones, or just drifted backwards, I think you got Wandale over the middle of the field. And if you don't like Wandale, you know that Slayton's going to break free eventually. Slayton can get upfield here more. He can do. Well, you know what? I think he was. Actually, I'll look at that one more time. Let's see what Slayton does on the over route. Yeah, so if you watch Slayton here starting to tail this thing off and get upfield, if you're Jones, you put this right here on the 30-yard line. I mean, Slayton can get there. Slayton can make a play. But yes, that is called an anticipation throw. And Daniel Jones doesn't anticipate his receivers breaking open. He waits for them to be open, then he throws it. You're going to see that later. There's a prime example of that on this film. But this is one. The linebacker's back is to the ball. You throw that upfield and you let the receiver make a play. He didn't. He's afraid. He's scared. Next play here. Face mask. All right, let's see this one. Next play. Drop back to snap. There's a blitz. Breda picks it up. Nobody's open. So this one I won't blame on the offensive line. I actually think they did a decent job. They gave him like 3 seconds, which is all you can really ask for, especially with this caliber of talent on the offensive line. He's blocked. Edge rusher's out of the play. But nobody's open. I mean, maybe you make this throw. It's a tough one out to the sideline like that. You gotta throw it here, let him get back to the ball. You can make that throw, but not in this circumstance. So that one's a coverage sack. I think the play call wasn't right for the coverage, and coverage was good, and the receivers didn't get open. I'm not going to blame it on Daniel Jones. You can blame it on the offensive line if you want. I think it was a good play by the Seattle Seahawks defense. This is a good play right here. This is quick read, hot read, Jalen Hyatt out in the flat, quick out route. They got to do more of this. Like, you got to get Jalen Hyatt involved here, and they're not getting him involved, but it's a good play there. You got to get him involved, though. Need more of that. Daniel Jones is running for his life again. No, it's a good quarterback design run. Good play there. All right, quarterback design run. I like the read options. I wish that they would run those more. I've been saying that about a lot of these plays, though. Stuff that works, I wish they would do, and stop trying to force Daniel Jones to make plays on plays that don't work for them. It's a coaching thing as well, guys. It is. Another play here. You've got Slayton. That's your hot read. He's open. Daniel Jones doesn't throw it. He throws it late. He gets to his second read. 2 reads there. It's a good play. Good play by Daniel Jones. It's a good throw. And this is the drive. Look at them. They're creeping up on the red zone here. They're moving the ball. They're looking good. Daniel Jones is doing a good job. Steps up in the pocket. Throws the ball. This is a good drive so far. How's it going to end? Think the Giants are going to get 6 points on this drive? No. This is also a great play by Daniel Jones to extend the play, run. Takes a big shot there at the end. It was a good play. It's another one of those bootlegs. You know that you're going to get a guy unblocked. You know that's going to happen. So you just have to make the man miss and then get open. And they want to hit Hyatt here. Hyatt doesn't have his head turned around. This one's on Hyatt. Hyatt's got to have his head turned around here so Daniel Jones can throw the ball here. And he doesn't. You can see Daniel Jones wants to, but Hyatt's not looking for the ball, and there's the safety. So this is a ball that needs to get thrown while he's here so it can be caught here. Hyatt's eyes got to be looking towards the quarterback. He's got to be ready for this ball. He's not, so Daniel Jones can't throw it. This one is on the rookie. And then he runs, and it's too late now because what's Daniel Jones going to do? Throw this here with this safety on him? Nah, you can't make that throw. That one's on Jalen Hyatt. But Daniel Jones does a great job improvising here. Does a really good job. But yeah, Hyatt's got to turn his head around. I think I've seen that criticism from fans as well. He's not getting his head around. Now, this is the interception, guys. This is the oh, no, it's not. It's on the next play. Another quarterback's run. I like that. Again, I really like when they do those read options. I think Daniel Jones is pretty dangerous on those. I believe this is the play. This is it. One read, just throws it, doesn't even read. There's a pre-snap read and a post-snap read, like we said. Doesn't wait for the post-snap read. Post-snap read would have told you that Darren Waller is open in the back of the end zone. So it's pick 6, but let's take another look at it. This is they're going to have 2 whip routes, and they're both meant to just clear out these cornerbacks, pull these cornerbacks down while Darren Waller gets up here on the corner route. And yes, there's a guy here who's going to be reading it. But if you are Daniel Jones and you know that your tight end is 6'6", you throw this thing up near the back of the end zone. You let him go up there and make a play. Or, and here's the big or here. If you're Daniel Jones, there's one thing that you can't do on this play. You cannot throw an interception. So if he's trying to throw the ball out here to Campbell or to Robinson, whoever it is, but it's covered, and that's your post-snap read tells you that it's covered, you just don't throw it. And if you don't want to throw this 50-50 ball or a tight window throw to Darren Waller, you don't want to throw it, all right, throw the ball away. Throw it out of the back of the end zone because you got guys in the end zone, so you know that you could throw it out of the back of the end zone and won't be called grounding. Cool. Or, and this is the big or, take the freaking sack. This is the one time where you got to take the sack because in the red zone, you cannot turn the ball over because you got to get points, at least 3. Instead, he throws this pass. He makes one read. He doesn't make a post-snap read. He just throws it blindly, and it's a pick 6. It's 7 points the other way. This is a 14-point swing because the Giants should have put 7 points on the board here. Instead, the other team put 7 points on the board. Again, you're reading this. You're reading this. All right, the safety's there. The safety is not ready for Darren Waller. He is behind. You can put this thing up here for Darren Waller, and he's going to get both hands on that football if the ball is thrown right around here. This should have been a touchdown. I mean, look at Waller. Not a good play. Not saying he can't turn around. Not saying he can't learn from it. Cool, Phil. I see your comment. Not saying he's not going to learn from it. Just saying these are bad plays. We're breaking down the plays at face value, talking about them. That was a bad play. Indeed, it was. This is also true. There's 3 receivers that he was supposed to be reading. He didn't wait for the other 2. He just went read 1 and threw it. This is a good play. I like these throws. I want them to create more of these opportunities for Daniel Jones. He's got receivers that can get open on plays like this, make catches like this. They don't make these plays. I just think they should call more plays like that. Anthony Lemansky, the defensive back in the back of the end zone was not over in time. So if he leads him out back, he can get it to Darren Waller. But yes, you're right that the shallow cornerback might have gotten up there. So what he's got to do is just throw it high and away and hope that if Darren Waller doesn't get his hands on it, goes out of the back of the end zone. So he's got to make the throw. It could have been a touchdown. I'm not saying it's an easy touchdown, but like I said, the 6'6" tight end that you just traded for, got to throw the ball up there for him. All right, another play here where they take the short route. Daniel Jones has time in the pocket on this one. But honestly, nothing's open. Maybe you take this Hyatt deep ball. You take this one-on-one to Hyatt. But then you're probably asking Hyatt to do a little bit too much here because he's got a safety over top that's going to cover him. So I think it's fair for Daniel Jones to take the check down here. Can't complain about that. I think that's fine. Rather than take the check down than throw a pick. So it's a tough play here. Really tough. Yep, Waller's open. What happened there? Batted at the line. Nearly picked. Was that the one that Bredesen or somebody caught? Yeah, that was crazy. New York Giants, man. All right. Good read, good throw. Let me look at that again, though. Let's see. This is, again, they're setting up that same route combo with Wandale and Hyatt. Yeah, he makes the right read. This cornerback's on Hyatt. This is a tough hole shot. I mean, you can maybe make it. If you're, all right, you're Justin Herbert, you're Patrick Mahomes, you can make this throw. Daniel Jones does the right thing here and just taking what's open. What do I think the score is going to be against the Dolphins? We'll get into that. Allie's going to be joining me at the end of this breakdown, and we're going to be talking about the next upcoming game for 20 minutes. I'll tell you what I think is going to happen on Sunday. Jones does a great job here breaking a bunch of tackles and picking up some yards. It comes back because of a holding, but this is one you can blame on the offensive line because still they don't know how to pick up a stunt. I've been saying this for weeks, and that's a coaching thing to me. That's Bobby Johnson. And this, again, is just you cannot blame Daniel Jones for plays like this. All you have to do to beat this offensive line, it's so easy. All you have to do to beat this offensive line is just run a stunt. Ready? Watch. Just run. This guy's going to go here, and this guy's going to go here, and now this guy's screwed. It's so easy to beat this offensive line. It's pathetic. I don't know what they're being coached, what they're learning. They cannot see. They just can't see the stunts coming. They never do. And then you got Shep here. That's how you know you're in the dying embers of a lost game. But this offensive line is just mind-boggling how they can't make a single stunt pickup. I have never seen them pass off a blocker to another and pick somebody up. And this one as well. This is not on Daniel Jones. This is on the offensive line. We're in garbage time now, but Josh Azidu needs to get out of his stance faster, needs to beat the edge rusher to the edge. He doesn't. This is where you missed Andrew Thomas in the lineup because Andrew Thomas is in the lineup. Let's see if anybody was open because I think there was somebody open. Let's say that Daniel Jones, the rest of the pocket was clean here. Credit to the right side of the line, did their job. But if Andrew Thomas is blocking here, I don't know. They have everything covered deep. It's a tough one. You're taking that route to Hyatt. That's also not easy. Sheesh. That was a failure on every level, but the offensive line on the largest level. Definitely. God, this offensive line is just a joke, isn't it? Offensive line is a freaking joke. All right, we're back on offense. That's another freaking sack. Good catch by the ref. Drop back to snap. 4-man pass rush. Azito's beaten in 2 seconds. Daniel Jones bails on the pocket. Probably didn't need to go this way. Probably could have stood in this pocket, actually, and waited. Nobody's open anyway. Almost looked like the Giants did give up in a way. Andrew R. When is Andrew Thomas coming back? Not this week. Brian Dable said he's leaning towards a no to him coming back this week. So very unlikely that he comes back this week. Maybe against Buffalo next week. I would bet on against the Jets 2 weeks from now. That's when I think he'll come back. That is what I would guess. But not likely to return this week. Good job with Daniel Jones breaking the pocket. Now, one thing that I want you guys to see here, a lot of people are asking, what's up with Darren Waller? Why isn't he getting open? Are they calling plays for him? They are. This is a play for him. Daniel Jones stands in this pocket, makes this throw. The safety's looking this way. Darren Waller catches this. Or if he bails, or if he has more time in the pocket, he makes this throw. Like, this is set up for Darren Waller. This should be a big gain. Like, this is the safety's running the wrong way because you've got a guy here who's breaking as well. So he's trying to get over for that and stop this Jalen Hyatt over route. But then also when you're Daniel Jones and you're breaking the pocket here, you immediately just run upfield, right? But what if you didn't? What if you kept your eyes downfield? Darren Waller, baby. He's going right up the sideline. This could be a freaking touchdown. Instead, he just runs it. Just think Daniel Jones is caught between not being patient enough and being too patient. It's weird. Some plays he's impatient. He doesn't wait for it to develop. Other plays, he waits too long. He's having a tough time seeing the field right now, guys. It's a mental thing. I think the offensive line is just, it's too much, and it's got him scared. It's got him with happy feet. It's got him panicking. He's not seeing it. He's not seeing the field. Here, good play by Slayton. Guys, I think Slayton's been great this season. But, and then this play again, pretty sure when I looked at this earlier, he did have somebody open. Maybe I'm thinking of the other one, the Bellinger. They do blitz here, bring an extra man. It's picked up. This offensive lineman, you got to look for something to do. He doesn't. This is the hot read. Daniel Jones should have made this throw immediately, knowing that it was a blitz, because he knows it's a blitz, right? Like, he can see that they're sending an extra guy. Oh, it's a blitz. Let me throw it. He's got to throw it right there, right to the top of the screen. Just make the throw. Doesn't. Holds on to it. All right. He also had this hot read. He knew that it was corner, that it was curl routes on each side of the field. He doesn't look. He could have thrown this. He could have thrown that. They're both open. He doesn't look. Now the pocket's collapsed. It's too late. So now he's got to try and make a play. I don't know what he was trying to do there. Trying to do something. He's playing like a Gemini is a really interesting comment. I don't know enough about astrology to say that you're right or you're wrong, but I'm going to take your word for it. And this is the play. This is going to be the last play I break down because the rest of them don't really matter. This is the play that Daniel Jones. So this is like Daniel Jones knows, says Daniel Jones can't read a defense. This is not being able to read a defense right here. So let's break it down. This is cover 4. So you got 2 deep safeties and you have safeties out here. So what you want to attack in a cover 4 is the deep middle of the field, because you can stretch these guys out, which they do with these go routes. So what he's supposed to do is throw this thing right here. You got the linebacker Bobby Wagner right here, right? But this is called an anticipation throw. You know that the route is an over route. You know you have to anticipate that he's going to get open, right? So you have to throw this ball whether he's open or not. So like right here, before the linebacker starts trailing with him, the ball's got to already be out, and Paris Campbell runs into the catch and runs upfield with it. So this is an anticipatory throw. He doesn't make this throw because he doesn't anticipate it. He doesn't read the defense, so he misses it. And Thus, he gets sacked. This one's on Daniel Jones. Or he doesn't get sacked. He throws a pick because he eventually he knew that this was the route that he was supposed to throw. All right, and then rewind here before I get into the pick. You could just dump this in the fly. If you don't feel like waiting on this linebacker, you don't think you have enough time, you got a guy wide open in the fly. You got to know that Darren Waller's out here. You just have to know you have a check and release and the flat is open. To cover 4, the flat is going to be open. You got to make the throw. He doesn't make the throw. He's trying to anticipate this one getting open. It does get open. He doesn't make the throw. And then he just stands in the pocket and then just throws it up like 3 seconds late. Got to lead your man, hit him in stride, anticipate him. He doesn't do that. He just throws it. See when he pump fakes right here? See that? Why do you pump fake? Just throw it. Rip it. Like, why the pump fake? Just throw the freaking football. I don't get it. I get so lost here. Look, Waller's open. You can throw it to Waller. This is actually the play. This is the play that went viral on my Twitter. I got over 1 million views on this one. This is where Evan Neal shoved Darren Waller. You actually take a look at this play. This might be a good play by Evan Neal. I hate to say that. It looks so stupid on the clip that I posted. Evan Neal should not be pushing him in the back here, but he does. And I think it's because he saw how much open space was over here. And he was like, Darren Waller, go get open, get on your route. Let me do my job and block this guy. He doesn't see that his stunt's coming, so he blows the protection. This is stupid. Like Evan Neal's stupid play. But Waller's breaking out on the fly here because Evan Neal pushed him, and Waller should have gotten the ball. He is shoving him to his route. He's right. He's like, dude, stop blocking, get the route. But okay, so this is a multi-layered conversation here. Like, Evan Neal looks really stupid by doing this. Evan Neal is doing the right thing by doing this, but also Evan Neal is not seeing the stunt coming, which is why he's doing this, which is causing this whole thing to just implode upon itself because the stunt is coming. And so now you've got, but is this a coaching thing? Is this the coaching staff not teaching these guys how to pick up stunts? Because remember, I've been saying all episode, the Giants don't know how to pick up stunts. They don't ever see the stunts coming. Darren Waller is doing his job. He's chipping. McKethan is doing his job. He's blocking, but he doesn't pick up the right guy because the stunt's coming. This is a multi-layered play. This is everything went wrong. Everything has gone wrong on this play. Daniel Jones needs to throw it to Paris Campbell. Paris Campbell is open if you lead him and you throw it with anticipation. Also, Darren Waller is open in the flat. Just throw it out to Darren Waller. Additionally, Evan Neal is shoving this guy in the back because Evan Neal is not picking up his assignment and stopping the stunt. Also, Darren Waller's open in the flat. I don't know. This is just so many layers to it. I get what Evan Neal was trying to do. He was trying to say, Neal. He was trying to say, Waller, go out, run your route. We've got this covered. But he didn't have it covered. Like, Evan Neal does this. I admire him trying here. He's trying to get Darren Waller to get out there and run his route because he thinks that the offensive line has all of this covered, but they don't. Because Evan Neal shouldn't be running out here to pick up 58. He should be staying here double teaming 55. And then when 58 loops around, McKethan picks up 58. He doesn't know that because he's not the smartest guy. So, again, a multi-layered problem. Everything failed on this play. And it culminates with Daniel Jones just making a bad throw. Yeah, Evan Neal's like, I got this. No, bro, you don't got this. You just don't. You're supposed to get that guy, not this guy. Waller's doing the right thing. Waller chips him, and then he runs his route. Why are you telling him to stop chipping and run his route? Man. Can I show Hyatt on the play as the ball is being picked? I can before moving on to the next play. Actually, we're going to wrap after that play, but Hyatt's top of the screen. You're not going to make this throw to Hyatt. He beats the cornerback off the line of scrimmage, but you got Julian Love, the safety. It's a cover 4, so you know that that's taken. So what you want to do here is attack the middle of the field. So Hyatt's not open here. You got to throw this thing to Campbell. Again, he doesn't. Hyatt after the play, what does he do? I didn't see. He runs down the corner. He doesn't exactly sprint. He also did just run a full sprint 30 yards downfield. I don't blame him. So, but yeah, Evan Neal with the heart of a lion, as you guys said. I don't know. So, yes, Charles, you're right. He runs a post. But what happens here is for NFL receivers, you always have 2 routes that you're supposed to run. You don't just run one route. Like, not always, but on a play like this, Jalen Hyatt's supposed to do okay, he's going to start on this go route. And if the sideline is uncovered and the safety doesn't take the sideline, keep going up the sideline, keep running the go. But if the safety comes over to the sideline, you break it inside to try and get leverage and you run the post. So it's like always an option. It's always two routes that they have in their head on these go balls. It's like, do I go or do I break it inside? Let me read the safety. It's a pre-snap and a post-snap read. So it's an option route. And then additionally, what you'll see a lot of the times is with slower receivers, their option is not always go. It's go or curl. And so when we had the Jason Garrett offense, we would see go and then they would stop and turn around to catch the ball. So that's what happened here. He ran a post, but he was really running a go. It's like, but either way, Paris Campbell's open and he should have thrown the ball to Paris Campbell. And then you have this mess right here where, and for what it's worth, guys, Darren Waller did a great job picking this up. It's like he was blocking well. Like he's doing a good job. Like, look at this. Good block. Good block. Just pick up your stunt, Evan Neal. Pick it up. Pick up the stunt. And now Evan Neal is running. So, it's like, I understand where Evan Neal's coming from. He's frustrated, right? He says, oh, these guys don't know football. I don't listen to them. Like these guys at home, they don't know the game. So why should I listen to them? The fans can boo loudly. These guys are flipping hamburgers and hot dogs. They're not in the room with us. They don't know football to the level that we do. You're right, Evan Neal. I don't know football to the level that you do. I'm not in the NFL. I have not had all this NFL coaching to help create me into a great NFL player like you have. But I don't need to have NFL experience to know what you were trying to do here versus what you were supposed to be doing here versus what went wrong. Everything went wrong here, and it is because of you, because you and Marcus McKethan don't pick up this stunt. This is a stunt. You guys should get ready for that. You should be double teaming 55. 58 should be coming here. Then he checks it off to McKethan. McKethan picks up 58. You take 55. Darren Waller goes out on his check and release. Instead, you decide, no, Darren Waller, let me shove you in the back so you run your route, and then I'm late to pick up this stunt. You should have picked up the stunt. You should have just done your job and stopped trying to do Darren Waller's job for him. So I understand he probably was referring to me because my tweet was the one that got the 1.5 million views. He probably was referring to me because I said, what the hell is Evan Neal doing here? Why is he shoving his own teammate in the back? I know why you were shoving your teammate in the back, but I also know why you shouldn't have been shoving your teammate in the back, Evan Neal. So it's not all about the fans who flip hamburgers and the armchair GMs. It's about you being the problem and not getting this shit down. It's the 4th week of the season. You shouldn't be making this mistake. I can go flip my turkey burger for dinner, and I can still tell that this is a bad football play. You got to be better, Evan Neal. It's not the fans that make you bad. So there's my rant to Evan Neal from Anthony Rivardo. I hope you guys send it to him. It's not all about whether or not you're in the NFL. Sometimes it really just is about seeing it and knowing that it's a bad play. That's how it is. But I think the rest of this is pretty much not worth watching. Yeah, it's not. I'm just going to call this here on the film breakdown. Thank you all for tuning into the film breakdown. Now I'm going to bring on a special guest here. And we're going to bring on Allie, my co-host, who is coming on to talk about the Dolphins game coming up. Let me know what you guys thought of the live film breakdown. We have a lot of you in here, so it seems like you guys enjoyed it, but I need to hear your thoughts. I need to know the feedback. Please crush the like button if you enjoyed it. It helps us out a lot on this channel if you guys hit the like button. So please hit the like button if you enjoyed the film breakdown, and comment, chat in the chat below. Want to see me do more live film breakdowns? Say so below. I can make this a weekly thing. We can break down the film every week live on the channel. I got to hear from you guys, though. I got to know that you guys want to see this. So let me know what you thought down below and your thoughts on Daniel Jones. But stay. We are going to have Allie on the channel here any minute now, and we're going to be talking about the Dolphins game. Thank you, Cover the Spread. Thank you, BlackRock. Thank you, Bill. Bill, I do too. I just really wish that I knew how to set up a Telestrator. When I figure out how to do that, I will do it. That would have been really nice. John, thank you. Maddie, thank you. Kenny, thank you. Jeremiah, thank you. Jedi Falcon, thank you. My man. And our guest is here. So I'm going to go ahead. Super Mario, thank you. I'm going to head and bring in Allie here. But hold on. First, I got to set something up. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Now we're good to go. Hey, Allie, how are you?
Hello, I am good. I wasn't enjoying the rip on Daniel Jones, even though it was kind of, well, deserved. But
was a rip on Daniel Jones. It was a rip on the offensive line. It was really a rip on the whole offense. I had criticism to throw out there for Darren Waller. I had criticism to throw out there for
Yeah,
Jalen Hyatt, for everybody. So tried not to just sit here and rip on Daniel Jones the whole time, even though he played really poorly.
he did.
And a lot of this
He
was his
did.
fault. It wasn't all his fault. And I think the film helps show how much of it was his fault, which was a lot. There's a lot of Giants fans that say none of it was his fault and it was just the offensive line. But I think that I showed that the offensive line had its issues, but so did Daniel Jones. So hopefully everybody
Mm.
enjoyed that.
I agree. I just want to jump in on that because you keep saying like that he's broken and all
Mhm.
this stuff. I do agree. I feel like there's something going on mentally that he's just not going to be able to shake. And I think throughout the years, he obviously got so much criticism, and we've always said like, oh, he handles it very well. He doesn't show that it bothers him. I think maybe we kind of gave him too much credit, and I feel like we're seeing him break now because now it's not just fans attacking him. Now it's not just media attacking him. Now it's actual NFL players saying he doesn't deserve the money he's getting or anything like that. So I feel like now he's just even more scared to mess up because now it's everyone's coming at him. So it's just not nice to see. Obviously, I want him to succeed, but he's not. He's buckling under the pressure, and it's not
Yeah,
fun.
he is. He's buckling under the pressure. And I'll even say, if you guys saw the clip of him in the locker room today, someone asked him what happened on the miscommunication on the third down play where he called a run play when Brian Dable wanted him to call a passing play.
Mm,
His response to that was just super like defeated. Like he
yeah.
looked dead inside. Like Daniel Jones didn't want to be in that locker room, didn't want to be talking to those reporters. I do think it's taken a toll on him. And I can't blame him.
Hmm.
It's like we give him a lot of credit, like you said, for being that
Yeah.
steadfast guy that doesn't get bothered. He's bothered right now, and I think that's okay. I just hope that he gets bothered and it lights a fire under him and he goes and plays better
Mm.
football and it doesn't break him. And unfortunately, it looks like it's breaking him. So I don't know.
The
But we'll
whole
see against
locker room,
Miami.
to be fair, the whole locker room looks broken. It's
I'm gonna
all of
I'm gonna
them.
disagree. I'm gonna
You
disagree.
think so?
I think after the game, when they do the locker room chats with the reporters, yeah, they look broken. Of course they are. They just lost a football game and they
Mm,
suck. So yeah, they look sad there. But go rewatch that clip that I'm talking about with Daniel Jones doing that interview where he looks
mhm.
and sounds all broken, and listen to the background noise. All the players are dapping up, laughing, joking, and having a good time. The locker
Well,
room is
good. I hope
okay.
so.
Daniel
I'm
Jones
just
is not okay.
individually, though, okay, I am going to bring up the Evan Neal comment just a little bit because he's now the third Giant player we basically had come at the fans and say that they don't really care what we have to say. It was McKinney first, then it was Kayvon, now it's Evan Neal. So maybe that's just something they're all telling each other in the locker room, and we're just kind of taking it like way harder because we obviously don't want to feel attacked. But I feel like that's what they're all telling themselves. Like, fuck all the outside noise. All we care about is who's in this locker room. Because again, that's number three. And I feel like we're probably going to hear more Giant fans say, I mean, more Giants players say the same thing. So that's why I say
Yeah,
it's
I just
bothers.
think Kayvon had a good point when he said it. He said it doesn't matter what
Mhm.
the outside noise is because we're handling our business on the inside. Evan Neal said these guys flip burgers and they can't tell me what to
Yeah,
do.
that was crazy. I
It's a
felt
big
offended.
difference. Like I understand the message. Focus on your job, do your thing. The
Mhm.
outside noise is the outside noise. That's not something for these NFL players to worry themselves about. That's true. Yeah.
Mm.
But to say that the fans are just burger flippers who don't know what they're talking about is incorrect because we do know what we're talking about. And you don't even need to know what you're talking about to see how bad Evan Neal is playing. Like he's
Yeah,
terrible. So,
he's horrible.
like,
He's not good. Hasn't been good. Looks worse. I don't know. Out of
yeah.
all the Giants players, he's the one that I feel like shouldn't be talking. I wasn't offended when it came from McKinney. I wasn't offended when it came from Kayvon. I was offended when it came from Evan Neal because it's like who you cannot talk
Yeah,
right
those
now.
those are your leaders, right? Like you have Kayvon as one of your defensive leaders, young stars. You have
Mm,
McKinney, who's a captain. I'm sure that they are telling their guys in the locker room,
yeah,
don't listen to the fans. Like, don't let it bother you. But Evan Neal trying to send that message out to a reporter and take a shot at the fans is the epitome of him being bothered by the fans. So he thinks
yeah,
he's doing one thing, he's doing the opposite. Just like on that play with Darren Waller, he thought he was doing one thing and he was doing the opposite. He's
so
just
stupid.
not, he doesn't get it. He just doesn't get it. And I don't know when he will. And I don't think he ever will, to be honest.
Probably not. How
But anyway,
unfortunate.
week 5 is here. We're a few days away from New York Giants on the road in Miami against the Miami Dolphins. Wonder how we're feeling about that. I'm feeling great because I'll be at that game and I'm going to have a fun time regardless of whether or not the Giants win. They're not going to win. but
No, they're not.
I wish they would win. My record going to Giants games is really good.
Is
They've
it?
only lost one game whenever I've gone.
What
No,
was
two
that game?
games. They've lost two games. They lost to Atlanta at home in
Mm.
September of 2021, I think it was. The game where Blake Martinez tore his ACL and Eli Manning got
Oh,
inducted into the Ring of Honor. They lost that game. I was there for
yeah.
that. Adore Jackson dropped an interception that could have won them the game. I remember this game. I went with Alex, actually. That was a really fun time. And then the other game that they lost that I went to was against Tampa Bay in 2017. Eli Manning had a 14-yard rushing touchdown. It was one of the coolest plays I've ever seen in my life because he was 35 years old and ran 15 yards for a touchdown. And I thought it was fucking awesome. I lost my
It's
mind. I
awesome.
screamed so loud and for so long. But they lost that game. But every other game I've been to, they've won, including
Mm,
Jacksonville game last year. They won. I watched them win against Tampa Bay when it was JPP's first game back from the hand injury.
mm.
And I went to Monday Night Football versus the Dolphins in 2015 when OBJ had a hat trick, and that was the most fun like ever. So, but yeah, those are the games I've been to. I know you
Hopefully
went
enough
to a
that.
loss recently. You went to the Mike Glennon loss. I know that, but
Oh my god, yeah, that was the first and the only Giants game I've ever been to was the terrible Mike Glennon game against the Cowboys in which
yeah,
Shep tore his Achilles, and it was not fun. Um, yeah, that was probably one of the worst games of my life,
yeah.
actually.
I mean, I would love it if I go to this game on Sunday and I watch the Giants somehow pull out this improbable win, but I'm not counting on it.
Hey, hey,
I
hey,
think
okay, what I will say, it is football, anything can happen. No one expected the Commanders to beat the undefeated Eagles last year, and they did.
it
So
is
you have to
football.
go
Anything can
in with
happen.
okay, you have to go in with a game plan, which obviously I think the Giants have not been doing. They look lost, poorly coached, confused every single week. Had 11 days to prepare for Seattle and like looked like they didn't do anything. So if they prepare, maybe there's like a 2% chance that they could pull off a win. They just have to be prepared, which they haven't looked prepared at all. So,
No, they've looked unprepared, undercoached, underperformed in every game. It's been really tough to
mhm.
watch. Guys, smash the like button for Allie joining us. Smash the like button if you're enjoying the stream, please. We need the likes. It helps the channel and lets me know whether or not you like the live streams. But yeah, let's talk about this Dolphins game because what I think we're gonna see is a whole lot of Tua Tagovailoa dropping dimes to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle's back from the injury, right? I think he played last
He
week.
should be, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
he had a concussion, I think.
Have him in fantasy, so I'm, like, monitoring him very
Yeah,
closely, and I have
I
Tyreek Hill as well.
for players around the league, I just ask you because you have so many goddamn fantasy leagues, so you know all the info on like
9.
every skill position player. So if I'm like, what's Jerry Judy up to this week? I'm sure you know. What's Debo Samuel? What's Tyreek Hill? What's you
Deebo
always
Samuel,
know.
horrible week last week, point 6, that was it.
Hey man, it's not that much worse than Daniel Jones,
I know I started Daniel
Darren Waller,
Jones.
who I started in a league.
I started Darren Waller as well and lost. I got destroyed in almost all of my leagues because I drafted with my heart, and I did reach for Daniel Jones in some of them, not as my main quarterback, even as my backup.
Ouch.
Um, yeah, I took my Giants players, Darren Waller, I took, which obviously is gonna be horrible. And just a heads up for anybody who does have Darren Waller, I don't think it's smart to start him moving forward. We don't have Bellinger, they're gonna be using him to block a lot more. That's just my
Yeah, they're gonna
opinion.
block with him more. That
We're
is
not
true.
gonna see Darren Waller that much, so
Bellinger
whatever.
was a
But
limited participant in practice. He's got the MCL strain or sprain, one of the two.
yeah.
I think it's a strain. I think a sprain would technically be a tear. A strain
Mhm.
is a partial or a extension. So I think it's an MCL strain. Probably missing this week's game. I think there's a chance he returns the following week. If not, maybe the following week. He's limited participant already in practice just a few days after having the
Mhm.
MCL injury. So that's a good sign that it's not significant and long term. But yeah, they will be without Daniel Bellinger this week, which means Darren Waller is going to be forced to block more and do more of those check releases that Evan Neal's going to shove him in the back on. So yeah, I wouldn't start Darren Waller in any fantasy league. But Kenny G, you're right. The line is 10.5. I know that it was 9.5, so it's gone up. That's not good. It means Vegas
There's
is
I feel
really,
like I
really not
have
confident. This
a
is
lot
actually
of
saying
reasons
11
why.
on this website. This website says 11, but yeah, I
Oof.
think it's 10.5.
Maybe they rounded up to 11.
Yeah, I don't even know. don't think you can do 11. Oh, this says 11 as well. CBS also says 11.
Wow. So it went up by point 5?
Yeah, well, it went up by 1.5 because it was 9.5 and now it's 11. It
Wow.
went up to 10.5, now it's up at 11. Um, James Hollister, you would like the live better if we could call in. Tried to do that one time. Nobody chose to call in. I said DMs are open. Go DM me. Nobody DM'd me. I'll do it again probably on the next week's live stream. But tonight we're gonna keep the rest of this pretty short because I just spent over an hour talking, so I'm getting a little
Was
gassed here.
great information, so everybody just tell him he did a good job, it was a good job. I'm
Thanks.
not gonna clap anymore. That was a good job.
Thank you. But
You're
yeah, we'll
welcome.
have you guys on. We're gonna have fans on soon. We're gonna bring you all on. Whoever wants to come on, you just DM me on Twitter and we'll get you on. But here's one thing for betting: 49.5 points total for Giants at Dolphins. I would take the under because while it is very possible that the Dolphins hang 40, it is also very possible that the Giants hang less than 10. So I would take the under on the 49.5 if I were a betting man. But I'm not
Yeah.
because I live in Florida, so I can't bet on these kinds of things.
Oh, I could do it for you. You need a bookie?
You could be my bookie.
Yeah, I'll do it. But okay, I'm
Works for
gonna
me.
go into Miami just a little bit, just a little fun fact, 'cause I thought it was funny when I was doing some of my own little digging on Miami. We only have 5 touchdown totals on the season. They had 5 rushing touchdowns and 5 receiving touchdowns in just one game, which was their week 3 game against the Broncos. It was 10 total touchdowns that they had in one game, and we are struggling to score just 1. So that
Yeah.
alone shows you the competition that we have. We have a horrible run defense. They have a good 1-2 punch at running back. And I think this is the first week where I'm not even going to stress the run defense. It's more so they have a hell of a pass game. And I want to ask your opinion because I know you're a Banks guy, but I also know Tyreek Hill is your favorite wide receiver. You think he's the best wide receiver in the NFL. So how do you feel like our defense is going to hold up against Tyreek
They're
Hill
they're
and
not
Jalen
gonna hold
Waddle?
up. Like, I'm gonna tell you straight up, I don't think they're gonna hold up. Like, listen, I think that the defense has played well the past 2 weeks. Like, this is a I
Mhm.
don't know if it's a hot take, whatever. I know a lot of Giants fans have been really critical of the defense, been critical of Wink Martindale. Go look at that 49ers game. We could break down the film on that one. I could show you the defense played a good game. They were just on the field way too much. They were getting beaten down way too much. Like, those drives that they were on the field for were like 15 play drives that the defense was just getting beaten down on. Meanwhile, the offense goes out there, goes 3 and out. So the defense is out there for 20 minutes, and they're getting 2-minute breaks in between. Not 20, that's hyperbolic, but you get what I'm saying. Like, they were out there for so
Mhm.
long, and then they got quick 2-minute breaks. The offense goes 3 and out, and they're back on the field. The defense was playing fine against San Francisco. They held them to 3 points. Like, they were doing their job in the first half, but the Giants just could not move the ball on offense, and it caused the defense to get gas. And that happened this week as well. I mean, the Seahawks played like shit. They did not play a
Yeah.
good game. They had made a lot of mistakes. They had a lot of penalties. They didn't score a lot of points offensively. 7 of them came on a fumble from Daniel Jones in their red zone. So that's 7 points right there that the offense gifted them. And then the pick six. So 14 of their 24 points. All the Giants had to do was not commit those 2 turnovers and score 7 points. And it's a tie game 10-10. So that's how bad the Giants offense is that it makes the defense look bad. But it's not the defense's fault. The offense is making the defense look really bad. So, but at the same token, do I think that this defense is going to hold up against the Miami Dolphins? Maybe for the first 3 drives, but this offense is not going to get moving. And then it's going to get out of hand because once that Miami Dolphins offense gets hot, once they get moving, you're not stopping them. You got to go toe to toe with them. You got to go offense to offense. The best offense in this, or the best defense in this game, is a good offense, and the Giants
Yeah.
don't have that. So that's going to be the problem. The defense might make a few stops, but long term throughout the game, they're going to get the top taken off of them, and it's going to be the offense's fault at the end of the day.
I agree. I think same could be said for week 1 against the Cowboys. Yes, 40-0 looks horrible, and you think that that has something to do with the defense, but most of their scores were also because of how bad our offense was. And
Turnovers, yeah.
special teams as well. They
Special
had
teams as
the
well.
special teams has been atrocious.
They had the blocked
Mm,
kick for the touchdown.
yeah,
Daniel Jones gave them 7 points on a pick six. There's
yeah.
14 of their 40. I know that they had 40, but all 3 of them came on the ground. Pass defense was fine. The defense played fine in that game. I mean, you take those 14 points off of there that Daniel Jones gave them, or that the offense gave them, special teams as well. 14
Mm,
points. That makes it 26 points. And you should expect your offense to put up around 25, 26 points, and it should be an even game. But
mhm.
you give points to the other team, it gets out of hand quick. That's a lesson that you learn pretty early on in the sport of football.
That is true. As a Mostert owner, I'm kind of hoping it's another 3 touchdown game, but then as a
Yeah.
Giants fan, I don't want it to be a 3 touchdown game, but it could happen. The Dolphins, honestly, in their 70-point game, I feel like they tried to be nice. They weren't, like, going crazy after a while, they were just simply running the ball. It was just their run game was just unstoppable at that point. Then they had backups in, and even freaking Mike White was throwing touchdowns. So it's that shows you how good that team is. I honestly said this on Twitter, and I fully 100% believe it. I feel like even if they put their backups in, we would still be having a really tough time against that team, just because our team looks so awful.
I think you're right about that. I don't think you're wrong in any way, but I have to pivot real quick and share my screen again because as Bill just brought to my attention, thank you, Bill, the Evan Neal apology just dropped. Let's react.
Oh my gosh.
I'm wrong for lashing out at the fans who are just as passionate and frustrated as I am. I let my frustrations in my play plus desire to win get the best of me. I had no right to make light of anyone's job, and I deeply regret the things I said. We are working day in and day out to grow as a team, and this was an unnecessary distraction. I apologize.
It was an unnecessary distraction, to be fair. But you could talk. Sorry.
Quickly, Bear, thank you for the donation. Appreciate you. He didn't do his Combine or Pro Day. I don't know why, but he's doing an apology tour on Twitter right now.
I knew it was
So
coming.
here's the apology. You all can read through it. Giants fans are really funny. There are a
They
lot of
are
things. Funny is one of
hilarious.
them. They are funny. What's your take on the apology? You accepting it?
I mean, okay, I had 2 feelings as far as Evan Neal's statement before even this apology came out. It pissed me off, A, because why is he calling people freaking burger flippers? But then on the backhand of it, I like the passion though. Like, I kind of liked the anger just a little bit. Like, in a way, he's basically telling us to fuck off, and it's like, "You know what? Fine, we can, but you want us to fuck off, play good." And
Yeah,
he hasn't been doing that. So I'm hoping this kind of lit a fire under him, and he's gonna feel like he has to prove something, which he should have been playing like he has to prove something anyway. I don't feel like he's gonna get any better, but I like a little fire from my players at least. I just feel like his fire was just worded completely wrong and he made himself look like an idiot. And like he said, unnecessary distraction because there's already so much going on around the Giants. People are already saying that our locker room is falling apart. I'm seeing stupid rumors that I honestly don't feel like is true about Joe and Dave's arguing about Daniel Jones. Like
that's
I'm
not true.
seeing yeah, I'm seeing all of that, and I feel like this just kind of adds to it, and you're just adding to the drama, and it's just unnecessary things that I feel like the Giants just don't have to be dealing with right now. What they have to worry about is playing good football because they are not a good football team and they're not playing good football, and that's what they should be focused on, not this. That's what I have to say.
Nothing but facts. Everything you said it right. It's true. What I will say, I don't accept the Evan Neal apology until he plays better football. The only way that he can apologize to me is if he plays better football. I don't really give a shit what he
Mhm.
says. I just care about how he plays. It didn't offend me, you know. I actually think there is a part of me that thinks he was talking about me because of how viral my tweet went. Like I can't believe how many people
Hey, at
saw that
least he
tweet.
saw you. That's a good thing.
I have to assume that he saw that tweet because it just went
Listen,
ballistic on I don't know how it got so many views, but I have a feeling that he's referring to me as being the hamburger flipper. I can assure you guys I don't flip hamburgers for a
all right,
living.
you say that as if that's a bad thing. I used to work at McDonald's, and let me be really honest with you. I met a lot of hardworking people
They're all
there.
hardworking people. I'm
Exactly.
not
The
saying that
I
I
let's
didn't say it
end
like it was a
the
bad thing. Evan Neal
stigma
did.
around burger flipping jobs. Sometimes you have to do what you gotta do, even if it means wearing a hairnet and having to make burgers for people, alright? So, I honestly, working there, I feel like fast food workers don't get enough credit for what they have to deal with, and that is how I feel. So, you know what? Call me a burger flipper. I was a burger flipper and proud of it.
I didn't call you a burger flipper, and I didn't say it like it was a bad thing. So I don't know why I'm catching these strays, but
I'm
I
just
agree
saying,
with what you're
that's more
saying.
Evan Neal. I wasn't really yelling at you, but just in
Well,
case,
yeah,
like,
let
so
Evan
yeah.
Neal then.
I will
Evan Neal has
gladly
done
yell
his
Evan Neal.
apology though. I yell at Evan Neal every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday that the Giants
Me
are
too.
playing because every single week he finds a way to piss me off and make me yell at my TV screen. So
Me too. If you look up Evan Neal just in like my Twitter search bar, you're gonna see a lot of just like me threatening this man about how much I genuinely like. I am a little person, however, I do feel like if I were to like legitimately ever see Evan Neal, I feel like I might want to fight him.
I
After
don't
that
think he
Eagles game,
survived
I
that one.
legitimately wanted to fight him. Just saying.
Well, Evan Neal, he's apologized. It's up to you all to accept him or let him go. I don't know. But this upcoming game, if Evan Neal doesn't play better, the apology is moot. All we want to see is him play better football. So hopefully he does that. But this game against the Dolphins, let's do score predictions. Then we'll bounce out of here. Starting to get gassed, running on empty.
Oh, so sorry. All right, I feel like I will go first. Um, I saw other score predictions, be honest, I don't think we're scoring more than 10 points. Honestly, I am so happy if we score 3. So to be on the optimist side, I think we score maybe a field goal and a touchdown. I'm gonna go 10 to possibly, like, 27, 30 plus. That's my score prediction. I think our leading score, if we don't score that touchdown, in general, our main score is gonna be Graham Gano. It's gonna be a Graham Gano game. It's gonna have to be a Graham Gano game. That's my
I'm
take.
going I'm going 35-30 New York Giants. My presence in the stadium is going to give them a lot of excitement and it's going to make them play really damn good football. And the New York Giants are going to
35
win
to
this game
30?
just for me, just because I'm in the stadium. They're gonna get into a shootout, and Daniel Jones is going to silence all the haters. He's going to prove us all wrong, and he's gonna ball out and make a game winner. 35-30, 5 touchdowns on the board. 3 of them scored by Daniel Jones, one of them by Saquon, and the other one is a pick six.
Yes, I like your optimism, and if that happens, I will personally buy you tickets to every single Giants game, because then you would have to go to every single one after that point.
Yep, that would be nice. But really, my score prediction is 35-6. But
Not even what is it? 2 field goals, or is
yes,
it a touchdown and we missed the
no,
kick?
and that's
2
fine.
field goals.
I don't trust this Giants team to score touchdowns. I'm sorry, guys. I
It's
don't.
2021 all over again, where it's just Graham Gano. That's it. When your best scorer is your kicker. I love
Listen,
that
I
man.
I do think they're going to start putting up more points. I think they're going to start playing better because they have to. Like they don't have a choice.
Yeah.
I think that Dable's going to sit in. He's going to be like, all right, let's build this offense around the bad offensive line. Let's fix this. And I think that they will. I could see them scoring 14 points, like getting 2 touchdowns on the board. I could see it being 35-14. I don't think they can win this game. I'd love to be wrong. I would love to be in that stadium when they upset the Dolphins, but this Dolphins team is damn good. Like I know that they
Yeah.
just lost to the Bills, but they're still Super Bowl contenders and maybe even favorites in the eyes of
Mhm.
many. And the
Yeah.
Giants are unfortunately like number 1 overall pick favorites in the eyes of many. So to expect this team to go out there and pull off the upset, it's not going to happen. I'd love it to happen, but I do think that the Giants are going to start to show some signs of life here eventually, whether it's this week or next week. It has to happen. Like they're going to have to start
Mhm.
scoring touchdowns.
Yeah.
There's no way that they just never score touchdowns. It's the NFL. Like shit happens, they're going to score. So I think that they'll get 14 on the board this week, hopefully, but they're probably going to let up 30 and lose.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to start to show signs of improvement because if they don't, I mean, people are going to start calling for jobs and things are going to get disgusting up in
Mm.
New Jersey, and you don't want to watch any of that happen. So I think Dable's going to find a way to get them in the end zone a couple times just to chill things out a little bit.
I mean, yeah, I just wanna watch meaningful football. It sucks that October just started and we're already in a conversation of, we should start looking at maybe next year's draft. Like, the season just started, so the fact that that's where we are as fans kind of sucks. Like, it would be nice to just be able to be excited to watch this team play every week and not set yourself up for, like, depression just by watching them, which is what happens.
Yeah. Sam Fountain Barkley might play. He was limited participant in practice. We'll see. I don't think that he's playing. But other than that, if we don't win this game, we get blown out again. Daniel Jones plays poorly again. Check in next week. Maybe the film breakdown that I do live on the channel will be of Caleb Williams. We'll see. Or we can have that discussion when we get there. But for now, we're just going to hope that the New York Giants turn things around and upset the Dolphins and somehow pull away with an improbable victory. But while we sit there and we wait, we will still continue to sit and be upset about how bad the New York Giants are right now because it is embarrassing. But any last thoughts before I sign off here, Allie?
Um, I just want the Giants to not play bad football. That is it. I feel like I've kind of broke. I used to be like I was like the optimistic one, I think everybody was coming into the season. I broke after week 1, and I just it's just fumbling. So now I'm just over it. I wanna see something, and again, I wanna see meaningful football. So if they go out to Miami and get blown out and it's like another 70 score game, I will just be a shell of a person, I feel like. So they need to go out and at least be competitive. I don't expect them to win, but be competitive. That's it.
I would like to see competition.
Yeah.
We still have some fans that believe in the Giants. Eric Wilson of Fireside Rangers believes the Giants can catch a win. Go sub to Fireside Rangers. Subscribe to Fireside Giants if you haven't. But that pretty much wraps this one up. The Giants, not a good football team right now, but can they be? Maybe. Stranger things have happened. I will keep holding out hope for my team because I need them to be good for my mental health. So, but that pretty much wraps this one up. Just punched the crap out of my desk. That
I
wraps this
heard
one up.
that.
Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this live stream. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Ring the bell so you don't miss an episode or a live stream. If you listen to any of our shows on Apple or Spotify, please make sure to leave us a 5-star review. And go ahead and follow us on all of our social media channels at Fireside Giants. But without further ado, we will catch you all in the next one. Have a good one, and let's go Giants.